Hey guys, we're live. We're live. This is Jeff with eBay Addicts, and today my guest is Gail from Small Town Picker. How you doing today?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. I'm going to put you on splits on full screen for a second. So, what's been going on with you lately? I'm glad to have you on the show. If you guys don't know, Gail is also a YouTuber, and she hit 1,000 subscribers recently. You want to talk a little bit about your YouTube channel and reselling and how things been going for you?
Yeah, sure. Hi, everybody. My name is Gail. And yeah, I do a YouTube channel. It's surrounded by around reselling, really. It used to be other things, blogging and DIYs and that sort of thing, but now it's just reselling. So I do some what sold and the hauls, typical reselling videos. But I'm also doing a couple of interviews here and there and organizing rooms and things like that. So if you guys get a chance to check out the channel, that'd be cool. And yeah, I hit 1,000 subscribers about a month or so ago, and so yeah, it's growing. It's just slow growing.
Yeah, I remember when you hit 1,000 subscribers. I was one of them, by the way.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was like, I was like, I know what it's like. I was like, you're almost there, and I was like, you got it. So I want to say hi to the people in the chat real quick. We got Wendy here. We got Bearded Veteran. We got Joey is here. Joey Bada Bing 22. He says, "Let's go, Gil." So,
hey, Joey.
So, talk a little bit about how things have been going for you lately with your eBay sales, and how has it been going, and what items have you been selling lately?
Man, eBay sales suck. I'm not gonna lie. Like in the last, week, I may have gotten 2 sales. One of them was today. I've gotten offers that were ridiculous. I don't know why it's slow, but I did put a rant on my YouTube video, and I'm pretty sure eBay's not watching me, but I wasn't happy with them, and I felt like they blackballed me or something. But I don't know about you guys, but my videos, not my videos, my sales are pretty slow. But I do Facebook Marketplace. I generally will buy anything that will flip. In case people want to know, I don't really have a niche, but I do have a wholesaler where I buy some products and resell, and those do really well on Facebook Marketplace, which I love because through the end of the year there's no fees, so it's pure cash, and I've been really doing well on Facebook Marketplace.
Okay, now I have a question here. Let me go back to here we go, split screen. So I have a question on Facebook Marketplace. Do you ship the items out to the customer, or how does that work?
Yeah, you have an option. You can do local pickup and ship, or local pickup or ship. Like you can have whatever options you want. So for me, I say local pickup and ship. But a lot of mine aren't local. They just order, and the way, I don't know if you've used OfferUp before, but their shipping is similar. It's a pound range, so 0 to 8 ounces costs them $3. That's cheap for a buyer, I think. From 8 ounces to a pound is like $5, and then it changes in pound increments after that. So once they buy it, you can say you pay for the label, or they do. If they pay for it, then they just send you in your shipping orders on Facebook Marketplace, it'll show you, here's your label, print it out, and you got 3 days to send it. A lot like Mercari.
Awesome. So it's kind of similar to the shipping label, put on and get out, right?
Sorry, you cut out. What did you say?
I said it's similar to you put it on a box and ship out the items to your customers, right?
It's just like eBay, when you put in your amount and your weight and all that and print label. It's the same way, except you don't have to do that. When you list the item, you tell them with the packaging, it's going to weigh within this range. And then so when they make the purchase, you just print the label.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
I want to just catch up some people in the chat real quick. We got Prison to Profit here today. Joey bought a here. We have Jennifer Hayes is here. She says, hello, Jeff and Gail, with a big heart next to your name. So, hey, thanks for coming out, guys. We appreciate you. So Gail, I wanted to ask you some questions. How did you first get started into reselling? And can you talk a little bit about your background and all that? Go ahead.
Yeah, reselling is probably just like anybody else. I don't know. I just always wanted to work for myself. Years ago, I would buy and sell clothes, just buy them for a buck on clearance, and flip them. And that took up a lot of time on eBay. And I was married at the time, and that didn't quite work out. He didn't like that, that I spent a lot of time doing it. So I kind of quit doing it. And then over the last few years, I just started like, I'm going to kind of pare down stuff that I own. And that's what I started doing, just selling some of the stuff I had locally. And then I just thought, you know what, let me ramp up this whole eBay thing. And then I really kicked it into gear in the beginning of the year. So I've been hitting it pretty hard since the beginning of the year. So yeah, I've kind of always wanted to do that. My background for work is finance. So I'm a cash manager, treasury manager, manage money for the company. And the banking. So people who know my story know that I've been told I was going to get laid off. So it's just a matter of when. I'll get a 90-day notice, but I think they're saying maybe around March. So hopefully then or later, the longer the better. So I'm just saving up my cash,
So how much time do they tell you till you're going to be laid off?
They're thinking March, but they will give me a 60-day notice. So when they tell me, I know I'll have 60 days. So it kind of sucks to work knowing you're going to get laid off. What's that?
I've been there. I've been there before. I was working for a company, and almost every month there was rumors of the company being sold out to another company, and layoffs were happening. And one day, just out of the clear blue, we showed up to work, and they were like, "Hey, we finally been, sold to this Chinese company named Harrier, and as effective." Start next week. If you want to work here, you work for this new company, and you're going to be making a half of what you were making before, or you're unemployed. Your whole department's being outsourced. So yeah. I've definitely been there before, but I was just curious. Are you planning on working as a reseller full time, or are you going to try to find like another full time job and still do reselling part time?
Yeah, full time reselling is the goal. To be honest, I have a rental house where someone pays me rent and that house is paid for. Because I do finances and works on the work end, I also do really well managing my own money. So, my kids are grown. They're off in college. My cars are paid for. My house is almost paid for. Like the severance package will pay it off. So between the rental house mortgage and the Airbnb room that I rent out and reselling, I think I got this. So fingers crossed, I'm going to try it out for a while. I'll give it a year. And if it sucks and it's not working out and I'm struggling, I want to have money to spend, but if I'm struggling and it's not working out with all those things in my favor, then I'll move on and get a job somewhere. But yeah.
Okay, Gail, I don't mean to be rude, but I have a question I wanted to ask you. If they give you your severance pay and they basically you're laid off at your job, are you eligible to collect unemployment when since you're basically being laid off at your job? Are you eligible to collect unemployment?
I have been told that I'm eligible, and yes, I will collect.
Okay.
Might as well, right?
Okay. I know I wasn't trying to I was just thinking, and I was just like, I wonder if you're eligible for that or not, because different states are different. So I didn't mean to step on your toes. So
I was told that I'm eligible. So we'll see. It'll definitely help me. I won't rely on it fully for the entire period. I'm just going to use it kind of as a stepping stone into the full time.
Yeah, well, I mean, at least you'd have another check coming in the meantime that was my thinking. I wasn't like, wasn't trying to get on your bad side about it. I was just asking. I was just curious. So hey, Gail, so where you're located? You said you're located in Houston, right, in Texas?
What did you say about Texas? Sorry, you cut out.
I said, where are you located at? I said, you live just south of Houston in Texas, right?
Yeah.
In a small town?
Yep.
Okay.
Small town picker.
Got it. Got it. So, you want to talk a little bit about your Airbnb and explain a little bit how that works in case people are wondering? Because we were talking before the show started that you said that you have an extra room and you're able to rent out this extra room to Airbnb. So, if someone was interested in doing that, can you explain a little bit about the process of how that
Oh
works?
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's really easy. Like, I like to travel a lot. That's probably going to come to a halt, at least foreign travel. But everywhere I went, I would use an Airbnb because it's convenient, it's cheaper, it's more like a home. And when we came back from the UK last year, I was like, hey, you know what? I'm in a small town. No one's probably going to want to come here because the closest beach is 30 minutes. There's other Airbnbs that are closer to the beach.
Yeah.
There's no real thing out here. So I just took pictures, went to Airbnb, set it up, and within a few weeks I had a night booking. And I was like, wow, okay. People are here for weddings or what have you, and I book out one room and a bathroom. So they have the room and the bathroom all to themselves. And they just pay their nightly rate. Some will stay a night, some will stay a week, some will stay a month or so. But yeah, it's pretty easy. And the day after the first day, Airbnb sends you the money. It was very
Okay, cool.
simple. Yeah.
All right, nice. I was just bringing it up in case somebody else was curious, or maybe they had an extra spare room in their house and they wanted to figure out a way they can make some extra money. So you said you just rented out Airbnb, right?
Man, I'm sorry. The sound cut off.
I'm parked. I don't know what's up with my connection today, but I was saying that if somebody, I'm parked now. I'm trying to do the best we can with what we got today. So anyway, so if someone was interested, the reason why I brought it up is because I was like, if someone wanted to make some extra money and they had an extra spare room in their house, they could do that. That's why I was bringing it up. So,
yeah, and I think some people are a little weirded out. Okay.
Go ahead.
No,
go ahead. Go ahead.
I think some people, are kind of, they tell me they're a little weirded out about renting their room to strangers while they're in here. But Airbnb does a decent job of vetting them. They have reviews, and I put locks on all the doors. So when I'm here and I'm sleeping, I lock my doors. I lock my garage door into the garage, into this office. So like they only have access to their room in the common area. So, I do that sort of thing just to keep, any theft at bay if possible, but I've not really had any issues. So it works out.
Okay. I was going to ask you, so you haven't any issues, you haven't had your house being damaged or anything like that, right?
Nope.
Okay, cool. I was going to catch some questions in the chat here. Bearded Veteran, he says, Gail, where do you source from for inventory and what do you sell most of?
Hey, I source at Goodwill because that's really the only thrift shop near me. And near me being the closest is 20 minutes away. So that doesn't help. I also do high bid online. Kat, the nurse flipper, she's in a remote town as well and mentioned that. So I looked that up and I've had some pretty good flips from that, but I have to drive a minimum 30 minutes to get my haul. And again, I will sell anything that will sell. So if I can make a profit, sometimes a profit's not super big and sometimes it's awesome. It just depends kind of what you do. And lately I've been going to a wholesaler and getting some new inventory and just testing the market with them and seeing how that goes. And that's been working out okay. But, sometimes you kind of lose money because if it doesn't sell, you're stuck with it. So just testing the market with some new stuff.
Okay, cool. We said, how many items do you have listed on eBay?
Items in my eBay store, I am not quite at 300 yet. So, not a whole lot. And I cross post between Mercari and Facebook Marketplace.
Okay. somebody in the chat, Bearded Veteran, says, I recommend buying in bulk online if possible, being in a small town and all. He buys big lots of items. I think the other day he bought like 1,000 items and had it shipped to his house. And then he bought a big wholesale lot and then been reselling them off individually.
Okay, so was that like at liquidation.com or something like that?
He bought on eBay and he got a bunch of remotes for like 50 cents a piece shipped to his house, and then he's been reselling them for 10, 15, 20, 30 bucks, whatever they go for.
Okay.
So what he's saying is you could buy a big lot of them online, like a big wholesale lot, have it shipped to your house, and then you can sell them all off individually.
Okay, yeah, I
don't know, just an idea. You could go ahead.
I never thought about doing those through eBay. I have done liquidation.com, and I used to get some really good Amazon return pallets and definitely doubled my money and maybe a little bit more. But I don't know, something happened. I think it was this pandemic, and then that flipping channel, that show that came on about people buying those pallets, and the price is almost double now, so I don't mess with it.
Okay, cool. I want to answer a question in the chat. Someone said, Jeff, why don't you buy Amazon pallets? Well, honestly, right now, I haven't really looked into it that much. I have a little Prius. I don't have a big truck. I don't have a trailer haul. It's such a nice inn. And I want to hold, when you have customer, some items that are like shelf, they're like image and no place of and those.
Hey Jeff, we can't really.
Also,
we're struggling to hear what you're saying.
But go. I'm just trying to make the best of what I say.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I don't know if we're having a hard time hearing you, if that means they're having a hard time hearing me or not. I can't tell, but
I can. Listen, your problems hearing us. So go ahead. I was just answering this question in the chat. Yeah, like I said, I haven't got around to it. I've got a guy.
Okay.
Bill, are you there?
I'm here.
Open.
Hi.
Okay. Go.
I just see a black screen where your picture is.
No.
There you are.
Hey. No. I don't know why I'm doing this.
Okay. It moved me backstage.
So
I can't. Are you there? Okay, so people are saying they can hear me, but they can't hear you.
What? Go ahead. Talk. Just to make what we got.
Okay. Are you asking me just to chit chat with these people? Okay.
Can you hear me in the?
He froze up on us. Okay,
all right,
so
you guys hear me now?
Yeah, right now. But you're not moving. Bearded Veteran, what's your name? He's a Jeff's broadcasting from a toaster. Okay, it looks like I'm by myself. Can y'all see me? I think he's coming back. Okay. There you are. I see.
I don't know what happened today. We're just having technical difficulties.
You're back?
Hang on one second, guys. 1 second. Oh, we're back. Go ahead.
Yep.
Gail, can you hear me now? Go ahead.
Yep.
Sorry, I'm sorry, we lost you for a second. Anyways, so we're gonna try to get back to reselling. We had a brief intermission, so go ahead, Gail. So tell me what? Tell me a little bit about what your sales have been lately on eBay, and what items have you been listing? You said you've been going to the Goodwill. What type of items have you been sourcing lately at the Goodwill?
Um, Lately, just like I said, anything that'll move. So I'll buy some shoes, but my Goodwill prices are really high. Shoes are like $7 on the low end. If I can get them on their discount days, I can get them lower. But anything that's name brand, they throw a $15 to $25 sticker on. It's ridiculous. So I kind of look for those, just anything weird and different. Like, I mean, as a reseller, most people probably, if you're not looking at a particular niche, you're probably looking at something like when something is unique, you wonder what it is and you don't see it very often. So I get drawn to that because to me, that also means it's probably worth something because you don't see it every day. So when I find stuff like that, I'll do some comps and see, and if it's worth it, I'll buy it and flip it. And sometimes I buy stuff and then kick myself later wondering, I guess they call them ghost comps. Like I was pretty sure it sold for a lot, but when I got home to list it, not so much. Yeah. So, I just, anything, anything, as long as it's legal.
Okay, cool. All right.
So,
right. Do you have can you talk about some sales you made on Facebook and Marketplace lately?
Yeah, on Facebook Marketplace, like, I went to an estate auction for high bid, and I got like, what do you call it? A laundry room with a bunch of different random stuff. So, I've sold like little mop heads and just little random stuff that I had in that lot just to get some cash back. Let's see. I do some hair barrettes and things like that. You guys aren't interested in that kind of stuff, but made some money on it. And I buy some hats, like just random little hats you could sell for $10-15 that you can get for $1 or $2. Yeah. I like hats because you can nest them and store them pretty easily. So, but I don't have a particular niche, that's for sure.
Okay. Have you tried doing some yard sales or estate sales where you live at?
Yeah, anytime. Like I haven't the last few weekends because there's been too much of my personal life going on. But yeah, I do hit. I'll make a list of all the garage sales and I'll hit them. I wasn't hitting them on Fridays because I work on Fridays. Usually every other Friday I work. I would just go on Saturdays. But next year, I think they're slowing down that now. But next year, I'll be doing every one of the ones that are open on Fridays for sure. I just haven't decided how far out I want to go for these things. But yeah, anytime there's an estate sale or a garage sale and I'm free, I'm going.
Okay, cool. So how is your what's your situation as far as storing your merchandise? You have a place that you put it, all your merchandise you're reselling?
Yeah, I have a 3-car garage and I have a minivan in one of the bays, and my car kind of comes in the middle of both of them. So I just set up a couple of shelves and I bought some clear totes and I just label them and stick them there. So that's where they are now. I do have a 12 by 24 shed that I've had since I moved here 4 years ago, and it was brand new then. It was part of the purchase of the house, but it's empty. I should use it. I think a lot of eBay people want a shed, but there's no AC, there's no wiring done to it, and my wiring and plumbing is all on the other side of the house, so it could be kind of costly. And I'm thinking, well, I'm working out just fine in my house, but I think if my inventory grows, I'll probably start using the shed.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I have a shed in my backyard I use all the time.
Yeah.
I want to catch the people in the chat real quick in case I missed somebody. We had Prison to Profit here. We had Jennifer Hayes. Wendy is here. Bearded Veteran, BK from the Rockies. Thanks for coming out, man. I appreciate you. And then I had a question in the chat. Bearded Veteran says, do you sell much clothing?
Man, I try to stay away from clothing just because it's really time consuming on women's clothing, doing the measurements and stuff. So I'll do shoes because that's easy. Men's clothing like shorts or shirts, those are a little more easy because You know, a large is a large for the most part, right? Women want to know what the pit to pit and the length and all this other stuff is. So I try to avoid that. But, you know, if I'm at a garage sale and I see a pair of, you know, shorts for 50 cents and I'm going to get them. And I don't really have a place set up for a big flat lay. I've got like one of those Walmart or those folding picnic tables that I use. And so it's not real big. So yeah, I try to stay away from clothes, but I do sell clothes from time to time. I love that they're easy to ship. I love that they're easy to store, but I don't like the listing process at all. And half the time, even if I put the measurements, they come back and say, well, what's this or what's that? And, you know, then you're going pulling it back out. And yeah.
Okay, Gail. So talk a little bit about your YouTube channel. How long have you been on YouTube now, and what type of videos have you been making on your channel? And I'm going to link your channel down below so people can come by and check you out.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks. I just it's a reselling channel now. It was a hodgepodge mixed bag of things, you know, like vlogs. I used to play Texas Hold'em, so I'd go, you know, play that and sometimes video some of that, or just go fishing, or, you know, just random life vlogs, and some travel, and a lot of DIY stuff like painting the rooms and organizing whatever. But, you know, someone once said, or a ton of people once said, that if you don't really have a particular focus for your channel, then people are going to leave. So you know, if you subscribe because you like my DIYs and the next video is me playing poker, I'm going to lose subscribers, but then gain poker subscribers. So it's kind of like, okay, when I heard about losing the job, I'm like, let me just make this reseller centric. So yeah, so that's what my channel is now. I do have some older videos still up, but not all of them. Like, I've removed a lot of them. But there are some old ones because I think a lot of people had watched them and I figured that it was helping other people. But yeah, my current channel is a lot of hauls and what solds kind of thing, some packing and shipping. And then I'm just now I'm doing a little bit more maybe like interview style, not fully like what you do, but a little bit more just to educate myself for when I do this full time, as well as other viewers out there.
Okay, cool, Gil. Can you give us some advice if someone wants to start a YouTube channel? Could you give us some advice or pointers? And if someone is interested in reselling and they're trying to get started, or maybe they want to get started selling part time, do you have some tips or some suggestions?
Yeah, I mean, starting a YouTube channel is pretty easy, right? And there's a lot of videos out there on how to get started and that sort of thing. And I'm not probably the right person to ask because I'm not that large of a YouTuber, but it's easy to start if you wanted to. And I've always heard you just got to start somewhere, so you might as well start. And the only thing I could say is maybe, like I said just a minute ago, make it focused on one type of subject or topic. And then what was the other one?
I said, do you have any advice, like tips? You have two or three tips reselling you could give somebody for reselling? Yeah. Someone's.
Sorry.
That's what we're talking about today. Go ahead, Gil. We're having one of those days today, guys. I'm sorry. It's been one of those days today. Go ahead.
No, reselling, I'd say, like, man, if you don't do this full time, I would say do it part time, because I mean, who can't use the extra cash? Like, use it to pay for your trip somewhere, use it to pay your gas bill, or go out to eat. Like, you know, think of it that way. It doesn't have to be to pay your bills. It could be to have fun with, or save for retirement if you're not doing that. I mean, who would pass up extra cash? And it's so easy to do. You know, I mean, people throw away stuff they don't know what it's worth all the time. Just get the eBay app, scan the barcode, or look it up and see what it's worth. And if you can make a profit, it's easy to list on eBay. It's easy to list on Facebook Marketplace. Start locally if it's, you know, something you want to do and you're not. But personally, I think doing it full time, I think you have to have a passion. You have to really love it, because you're going to put in a lot of hours and you're doing a lot of it. So if you don't like it and you can't stand it, any aspect of it, I'd say do something else. like work at Walmart as a greeter or something. I don't know. Work at the Dollar Tree so Jeff can get a discount.
Oh yeah, guys, that's funny. So I actually went to the Dollar Tree today, and I was out shopping for some stuff. So it's been crazy. So people ask me what I get at the Dollar Tree. Here's something I picked up today. This is a shampoo bottle. It's a frozen Disney's frozen shampoo thing. I paid $1 for it, and I'm going to try to resell it on eBay. And if you can sell it for at least $10, then it'll be a replenishable item. So the idea is to try to find an item that you can resell over and over and over again. So that's just an example, because I was thinking like, okay, this is Disney themed, and it's a shampoo bottle that everybody needs. Kids will like it, and I think I could go ahead and make the listing and resell it. So that's what I've been up to today. That's why I was doing that. Here's another example real quick. This is Paw Patrol. This is like a little for like a shampoo for kids. So this is like a little Nickelodeon Disney thing. So I've been looking for items like that I can fit in a 6x9 padded envelope that's like Disney or Nickelodeon or something that has a name brand to it that I think I can flip and resell on eBay. So that's what I've been up to today, has been doing that. So Gail, what else have you been up to lately besides your reselling? You have your job, and then you've been doing Airbnb. Do you have anything else that's been up to lately?
No, I guess not. You know, my guy's daughter got married, so kind of went and did that. And my daughter's cat was sick, and I got a new cat. My store names are My Chunky Cat on all the platforms, so I like my cat. She's fat and she's 10 years old, so I got a new cat. So that's been a challenge, but no, I think I'm busy enough to do anything else. I mean, I work 7:30 to 5 in my full-time job, and then I stay at the desk and do reselling and watching videos and listing and packing and shipping, and 11 o'clock at night I'm going to bed to redo it over again. So it's a lot of work.
Oh,
There she is.
Cat just jumped in. Yeah, Cat wanted to be part of the show today.
Hi, this is Chloe.
So I want to say hi to the people in the chat real quick. We got Regina here. We got Fundamentals of Side Hustling. We got Wendy here today. Yeah, I heard that you were going to actually be on their show today with Regina and Derek on Fundamentals of Side Hustling show. We got Richie Hustles here today. Wendy said, "Great minds think alike, Jeff." Yeah, she was talking about the stuff I picked up at the Dollar Tree. So it's funny. It's funny that because people will send me something on Instagram or talk to me, but then it's like we don't communicate, and then we both end up coming out with the same items. It's funny. Right. And we got BK from the Rockies. He says, make sure to drop questions in the chat. I appreciate you guys. Hey, it's been crazy where I'm at today. It's been like thunderstorming today. My internet reception hasn't been the best. So Gail, if you want to give us your final thoughts, if someone wants to, I'm going to drop your link down below. If someone is interested in reselling, can you give us your final thoughts on tips or advice for sourcing or shipping or packing? Go ahead.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm not really an expert at it at this point, but I think the one thing I need to work on, and I think it's probably a lot of other people might need to as well, is just make sure when you're buying something that the profit margin is there. So if you're paying $5 for it and you're seeing it selling for $15 online, that's a very small profit. And sometimes I get caught up in that in my head. It's like, oh, $10 profit, but it's not. It's, fees eat it up. You're probably looking at $3 to $5 profit. And then you question, is this worth my time? So, the other thing for me, and I don't know that this is helpful tips, but for me, it's just something that kind of like, I don't know about you, but a lot of people don't like to list. Like for you, I know you do some DVDs. Those are easy. I get a DVD, I'm like, boom, 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 bang them out. But when I buy something like a VHS player or, some dishes, and I sell them because I know the comps are there, but then I don't list it because before you list it, it's not going to fit in a padded envelope, right? You got to know what box it's going to go in, what the dimensions of the box are, and the weight of it if you do calculated shipping. So you have to do all that before you can even list it. And so I think that's one of the reasons why I put off listing some items and why I get a death pile like I've got. I also tell myself I'm growing my death pile for when I'm unemployed, but that's just what I tell myself.
Yeah, a thing is you got to look out for is putting free shipping on your items, because sometimes you got to watch that, because sometimes you might do that and that'll eat up in your profits too. And you think the buyer is paying shipping and it ends up being free shipping, and that might be $5-6 extra out of the money you thought you were going to get, that now you're coming out of pocket to pay for shipping costs.
Yeah, and some people charge the customer shipping, some don't. There's a couple of people that have their reasons for doing one or the other. I usually will not do free shipping. I'm a firm believer in I comp it and list it for what it's worth, and they can pay the shipping for it. I mean, so that's kind of what I do. It makes it easier for me too when people put in offers. I don't have to back into what's gonna make me lose money or not. I just know if I paid $5 for it and they're offering me 10, then I know I've got a $5 wiggle room there that I'll make profit on, because the shipping is being paid by them. So I always try to do calculated shipping. So.
All right, awesome. All right, guys. Well, thanks for hanging out with me today. I want to thank Gail, Small Town Picker, for hanging out with me today. I apologize for the technical difficulties, but we'll have you on again sometime soon. Is that cool with you?
Yeah, that's fine. That's
okay. Cool. I will drop your link down below so people can check out your YouTube channel. Thanks, guys, for hanging out with me today. I'll see you tomorrow. All right.
All right.